intro thing.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little. Hey, we're on our way home from a long, grueling, hot, slippery canoe trip. I don't know that I've ever spent that much time on rocks that slick. I lost count how many times I fell. I mean, I'm seriously in the double digits how many times I failed. The worst was right in front of a beach full of little kids and their parents, and like I fell, and then my boat was dragging me down the river, and all I could do was just let it go. I mean, just let it drag me. I couldn't do anything.
Insert frozen here.
But I couldn't let my boat go because it was wrapped around my hand. But anyway, it was a long, grueling trip, but we got to meet some new folks. We got to see some old friends. Let me back that up.
Yeah.
We got to see some old friends from North Carolina that we got to paddle with last year, and I'll be going up and doing another trip with them soon. Then some of my old high school buddies came down with us. That was a lot of fun.
That was great.
Yeah. And so we had a good trip. Overall, it was a rough trip, but the company made it good. Wouldn't you agree?
That was the redeeming quality.
Yes.
The quality time with people and making new friends and building a better friendship with the ones you already knew. So that was the best thing.
Yeah, we had a really good time. Like we like to do in most of our videos, I like to say my favorite part and my least favorite part and ask those that were with us. And I wanted to do this last night in the truck when we had all of them doing the shuttle, or several of them doing the shuttle, but honestly, none of us felt like it.
And my brain wouldn't work enough to do that. I would not have been able to form a coherent sentence that I can't even do right now.
It was a rough trip, and I don't know that I have ever kissed a truck before, but when we got to the truck last night, I was like, oh, so thankful for you, and like hugged the truck.
I love you.
Yeah, it was a rough trip. I would say of all of my trips, that was the number 3 in the rough category. The first one being the easy 8 miles, the second one being the slog fest, and this.
Okay, where's the easy 8 miles?
The easy 8 miles, I'll put a video link right here. Actually, it'll be up here. And the slog fest, I don't think I have a video of it, but I do have some pictures, and I will try to insert them right here. Okay. But my favorite part of the trip was definitely the company that we had on the trip. We had a really good time.
Think of something besides the company, because we've already mentioned that.
Can I think of something besides the company? No, because
that was like an overall good.
Yeah.
So something.
So like a. I enjoyed my boat, getting to take my boat out, my Yukon out for the first time. I wanted to take it out for my first trip on kind of a shorter trip, and when I say shorter, I mean not a multi-day trip, so that I could try some things out, get used to it a little bit, and have some people there who had Yukons to help me with the adjustments and things like that I need to do. And Mitch and Wes were both great with that, so that was pretty cool. Least favorite was those slick, insert expletive here, rocks. The water was just low enough that we couldn't float through the shoals, but it was just high and fast enough that it made walking very difficult. And y'all, I've never had rocks that slick constantly. I mean, you couldn't find a safe place to put your feet. I fell so many times. I've got bruises in places that I didn't think I could have bruises. and that was not cool. I got to the point that I would almost cry when I would come around a bend and see lilies, because I knew we were about to have to walk through those
Same.
shoals.
Yes.
It was that rough.
So something that was most surprising.
How slick those freaking rocks were for me. Okay, now Shannon, what was your favorite?
Well, I don't want to say that it was the people because we've already said that. Everything goes back to the people.
I know.
This may sound a little generic, but the shower and the bed last night was my favorite part. Yes, those were precious things to me last night. Yes.
I have to admit that I kind of thought to myself, man, I sure am glad we're not camping tonight, when I was in that hot shower in the hotel room.
Yes. I was thanking Jesus for the shower when I was in the shower last night. It was, yes, I have to say that was my favorite, most
Yes.
moment of the trip. My least favorite were the shoals, but I'm going to be more specific. The fact that we were just getting started, and it started out rough. I did not have any experience canoeing through that kind of thing. So I was afraid I was going to be a burden to people. And I was afraid that we're going to have to take care of me the whole time, and they wouldn't be able to enjoy themselves. And so losing my boat, I guess it was maybe the second shoals.
Yes. And
I got stuck on a rock, couldn't get off. No matter what I did, I could not get off those rocks, those multiple rocks. The water was flowing so fast that I got out and was trying to get my boat off the rocks, trying not to fall. So if I fall in this, it's going to beat the crap out of me before I get to calmer water, and I may not be alive, and that would ruin the trip. But I survived that, but I lost my paddle and I lost my boat, and that was very frustrating to me. And thank the Lord for Dustin Kaufman. Kudos to you, my friend, because he was a lifesaver in many ways.
yes, he was very helpful yesterday.
You can go with us anytime you want to.
Yes, he was very helpful yesterday.
Yes, he caught my boat and my paddle, and he helped me get through all of that stuff while Brad was, dealing with his own. Brad was struggling.
Yes,
So,
what happened to me, what caused the big pileup? We had one little stretch of water that I could get up some speed, and I knew there was a ledge, and it went beside, the water was flowing on either side of a large rock. And when I say a large rock, I'm talking the size of a truck. And I was following Dan, Southern Paddler, through, and it was my fault. I was too close, and I was going, I saw the ledge in front of him, and my thought was, I can get a run and go, and I can bounce off that ledge. That was my thought. I should have been paying more attention to Dan and realized that he was not trying to get up speed, so he wasn't planning to bounce off the ledge. So he paddles up to the ledge and stops to get out, and I am barreling down on him very fast, and I had nowhere to go. So I tried to veer and go on the left side of the rock, but I wasn't used to the boat. And I mean, this was like the first 10 minutes of being in my new boat. I wasn't used to the boat.
Any of us been in the water, so we hadn't figured out the river yet.
And so I wasn't in my boat, and I mean, I wasn't used to the boat, and I didn't make it past the rock. So then I got wedged against the rock and was trying to lean downstream to keep the water from coming into my boat. and I was stuck. I mean, there was, and so finally I wiggled around and got to the point, and then Missy came in to try to help me, but she didn't realize how fast the water
Nobody realized
was going right there.
Except Destin, and he was true.
And so it ended up, instead of her coming to help me, she ended up getting pinned against my boat, and so I ended up was standing. I was able to get out of my boat onto a rock, which was slick, and then I finally slipped and fell off that rock down into the water. But I was able to stand there enough to help and push, get Missy. Finally, I got Missy turned around and going again, and I'm trying to, Shannon's just upstream from us, hollering at me because she's stuck on a rock and don't know what to do. And then when she gets out of her, as she's getting out of her boat, I see her paddle go by, and she's hollering at me to catch her paddle. And I had both hands. One, I was hanging on for dear life, and the other hand, I was trying to hold on to Missy's boat. So it goes away. And then in just a second, I hear her holler again. I look up and see her boat going down the river.